Obiano reassures of conducive business environments. Bishop Ezefo urges mothers to be alive to family and church responsibilities. Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on ABS Television. My name is Priska Wankwo, and now the details of the news. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, Anambra, Enugu, and Ebonyi States branch has marked its 31st annual general meeting with a call for more patronage and conducive environment to operate in. The event, held at the Golden Tulip Hotels Agolo in Anocha Council area of Anambra State, attracted members of the association from the 3 states that made up the branch. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo takes the story from here.
Addressing the manufacturers, Governor Willie Obiano, represented by his deputy, Dr. Nkemo Okeke, while restating the commitment of his administration towards ensuring conducive environment for local manufacturers, assured that his government will tackle challenges still facing them in the state, with emphasis on double taxation. He commended the group for their contributions in the fight against unemployment in the country and encouraged them to do more in that respect.
Full of people with incredible ingenuity, people that can think, people that come up with things that you can't even imagine. All we need to do is to give them power and allow what they will do. They know exactly what to do. You can imagine if cheap, sustainable, consistent power is provided to that area, what it will do. Of course, the federal government is doing that bit. I know there are some projects underway to increase the power to that area. The state government is also doing it. And then there are also the issue of industry. I heard what Nestor said about providing, building a generating plant in Okija and then piping.
In an address, the national president of the association, Engineer Moshu Ahmed, represented by the vice president, Southern Zone, Engineer Chukwuemeka Nzewi, praised members of the branch for their various contributions for the growth and sustenance of the association, pledging the support of the national body.
The theme of this AGM is strategies of staying afloat in a dynamic Nigerian economy, a practical experience in manufacturing for 3 decades. And the theme is very apt and captures the quest of our members and other business leaders to remain in and grow business despite all odds.
Speaking earlier, the branch chairman of the association, Mr. Chuzi Igwobi, while describing manufacturers as indispensable in development of any nation, called for more synergy between the government and manufacturers.
Your Excellency, the entirety of the branch council and the whole manufacturing family unequivocally feel that you should issue man the seal of oath and the allotted cost of land that have been paid for, so that construction works can commence earnest.
Presenting a paper on the theme of the event, Strategy of Staying in a Dynamic Nigeria Economy, My Practical Experience in Manufacturing for 3 Decades, a guest speaker and the traditional ruler of Omo in Ayamelomo Council area, Igwe Chris Chidume, lamented the low patronage of locally made goods by Nigerians, as well as instability of power supply in the country, which he identified as one of the major challenges faced by manufacturers in the country. The wife of the Anambra State Governor, Chief Dr. Belechukwu Obiano, represented by the Commissioner for Social Welfare, Children and Women Affairs, Lady Ndidi Mezwe, during the event received an award of excellence alongside Sir Daniel and Lady Ada Chukwudozie of Dozie Group, the chairman Chisco Group of Companies, Chief Chidi Anyebu, and others. From Golden Tulip Hotels, Agolo, in Anocha Council area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
Enrollment into Anambra State Health Insurance Scheme has continued, with more agencies keying into the initiative. The enrollment, which is web-based with biometric capturing, has over 40,000 registered persons across the state who are already accessing quality health care. Correspondent Valentine Baduha reports.
Anambra State Health Insurance Scheme is an initiative of the state government through the Anambra State Health Insurance Agency targeted at ensuring that Anambra benefits from such quality healthcare interventions at affordable cost, irrespective of their social class. The scheme has it that with the payment of 1,000 naira by any resident of the state, which amounts to 12,000 naira per annum, the person will have access to quality health care irrespective of the sickness and cost. Speaking, the Executive Secretary, Anambra State Health Insurance Agency, Dr. Simeon Onyemechi, assured the sustainability of the scheme as according to him, the state government has institutionalized it through the Anambra State Health Insurance Scheme Law 2016. He said that the enrollment is ongoing at the 21 local government headquarters, stressing the need for every Anambra to be part of the process.
It's a very big improvement from what the National Health Insurance Scheme is doing. For us in Anambra, His Excellency has graciously granted and made available funds to ensure that 4 children below the age of 21 is captured. And this is not limited to civil servants. Those who are traders, artisans, market women, and market men across the state, farmers, anybody can actually enroll into the scheme by paying 1,000 naira every month.
Also speaking shortly after the enrollment, the chairman and managing director, Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board, Barrister Chike Maduekwe, while expressing his delight on the speedy nature of the registration process, stressed that the initiative is one of the legacy projects introduced and executed by Governor Willie Obiano-led administration.
But with the Anambra State Health Insurance policy, you just pay 1,000 naira a month, I believe, and you have access to quality health care in some of the best hospitals in the states. Therefore, anybody who hasn't enrolled, especially the civil servants, should quickly come and enroll.
In their separate speeches, the head of administration, Anambra State Physical Planning Board, Mrs. Fidelia Modebelo, and the staff of the institution, Mr. Daniel Okeke, who commended the agency for perfect implementation of the scheme, noted that they will convince more people in their various communities to be part of the scheme. Meanwhile, a beneficiary of the scheme, Mrs. Onyinye, who is currently receiving maternal care at Regina Cheli Hospital, Oka, after delivery, confirmed that the scheme is what everyone should be part of, as she paid nothing regarding her antenatal, ultrasound, and even at delivery.
A lot of things come for my lab, and Chanine free, my ultrasound, almost 2 times free can make with you. So kita reach on na by bill for Tasmania and span over free when only anything very much.
In Oka, I am Valentine Mbadoga reporting for ABS News.
Bishop Alexander Ibezim of the Anglican Diocese of Oka has emerged the new Archbishop of the Ecclesiastical Province of the Niger. Right Reverend Ibezim was elevated during the House of Bishops Conference held recently in Lagos. Our religion correspondent Amaka Chibuzo Ukwe takes the story from here.
The Archbishop-elect, Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim, was enthroned Bishop of Oka Diocese in November 2010. The clergy and laity in the diocese received him at the Emir's House, Oka, with joy and thanksgiving. While felicitating with Oka Diocese, the Archbishop of Aba Province and Bishop of Umuahia, Most Reverend Ike Chinwosu, extolled the clergy and laity in Oka Diocese for their support, which made Archbishop Ibezim succeed. He stated that the House of Bishops found him worthy, hence the elevation. Most Reverend Nwosu prayed God to give him the grace to do more work in his ministry.
By ordination, by consecration, we are the most senior. We are the most senior. But in a match, I will not more. She make a moraria. We quadron the authority. Move for the only war para Ghanaian.
The Archbishop-elect, Most Reverend Ibezim, who thanked God for his new status, said it was a historic and landmark achievement. He promised to continue to nurture souls for the kingdom and to impart more in the society, even as he called for more prayers to enable him succeed in the new status.
alaeze Chineke wee nwee ike guzosi ike ọbụnadị n'ọgbọ nke anyị tụmadị na Anambra State.
The wife of the Archbishop-elect, Mrs. Martha Ibezim, solicited the support of the women ministry to make the task easier for herself and the Archbishop. Speaking on behalf of the clergy in the diocese, Venerable David Monano of Ichida Archdeaconry stated that they will continue to remember the prelate in prayers as the elevation is for all in the diocese. The President, Council of Knights, Sir Emma Emelumado, congratulated the new elected Archbishop, stating that he is energetic, intelligent, visionary and charismatic. He prayed God for wisdom, strength, understanding and vision to pilot the affairs of the 9 dioceses in Anambra State. The reception featured rendition by the students of Bishop Crowder Memorial Secondary School, Oka. Archbishop Alexander Ibezim will succeed Most Reverend Godwin Okpala of Nnewi Diocese, who will embark on retirement in September. Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
The 14th Agwata Diocesan Women's Conference has commenced at St. Margaret's Parish, Ndikilionwu, in Orumba North local government area, with a call on Christian mothers to always pray for God's wisdom and power. The 4-day conference, which has the theme as Jesus Christ, the power of God and the wisdom of God, attracted the traditional ruler of Ndikilionwu, Eze Chukwemeka Ike, and his wife, Professor Adebimpe, the clergy and their wives, the diocesan women, and people from all walks of life. Emmanuel Chibata takes the story from here.
Declaring the conference open, the Anglican Bishop of Agwata Diocese, Right Reverend Samuel Ezofo, who called on women to be alive to their responsibilities, encouraged them to always enroll in church activities and strive to become role models. Presenting her address to the delegates attending the conference, the President, Agwata Diocesan Women's Ministry, Mrs. Shinyere Ezofo, charged the women to always obey God's commandment in order to inherit His kingdom. Mrs. Ezofo, who urged mothers to avail themselves the opportunity to obtain God's power to overcome trials and temptations, in addition to preaching the word of eternal life, heal sickness, cautioned them against continuing to live in ignorance.
The Young Wives Fellowship, we thank God for the new face of the Young Wives Fellowship. A scheme has been brought out for them to follow in all the churches to make sure that useful and current issues of life are taught. We thank their coordinator, Mrs. Ifnanyobi, for bringing out the scheme.
On her part, one of the delegates, Dr. Ngozi Kanu, who moved a motion for the acceptance of the bishop's wife address as a working document for the women's ministry in Agwata Diocese, commended the bishop and his wife for their unalloyed support to the women ministry in Agwata Diocese and beyond. In a speech, the member representing Orumba North constituency at the State House of Assembly, Mr. Emeka Afoka, reiterated that the House has a robust agenda in making laws that will help women take care of their various families and train their children in the way of the Lord. He noted that the law will give women powers and opportunity to discharge their duties in the society.
The House of Assembly has a robust agenda which entails making good laws towards ensuring how women, our mothers, take care of the families, train the children appropriately in the will of the Lord, making sure that good morals are being taught at home for the children.
The Special Assistant to the Governor on School Monitoring, Lady Ushe Mbakwe, and Chairman, Local Organizing Committee, Sir Eric Kanu, former Transition Committee Chairman of Orumba North Local Government Area, Lady Ushe Nwosu, and wife of the late former Vice President, Dr. Alex Ekwueme, who is one of the nominees to the conference, Mrs. Ifeoma Ekwueme, added that the conference will impact positively on the lives of the community and the diocese in general.
Without the faith we have in God, without that power in God, we cannot exist. We cannot achieve anything. It's because of the power and the wisdom that God has given us. From there we have the faith.
The conference, which featured prayers and presentation of gifts, will end tomorrow. From St. Margaret's Parish, Ndikilionwu, in Orumba North Local Government Area, Emmanuel Chibata, ABS News.
More concerned Nigerians are joining the call for restructuring of the country to protect the future of the nation. At one time, Chairman, Okanod Local Government Area, Elder Nana Egu, joined the call at Oka during a book launch titled Restructuring Nigeria's Unworkable Federal Structure, a compendium on the imperative of fiscal federalism in Nigeria. The book is authored by Mr. Polycarp Onwubiko, a practicing journalist in Oka. Correspondent Valentine Mbadaha was there and brought back this report.
Elder Egu, in an opening remark, said that restructuring Nigeria has become imperative given the current situation in the country, which includes insecurity, economic and political instability, disunity, among others. He faulted the 1999 constitution enacted by the military as the major cause of the Nigerians' divided interest and called on the executive arm of government to convoke a national conference to implement restructuring of governance in Nigeria, which according to him was President Muhammadu Buhari's major campaign promises. The book reviewer, Professor Frank Collins Okafor of Anambra University, Oka, however, noted that restructuring is a constitutional matter and cannot be achieved by the executive arm of government alone.
The pragmatic argument for restructuring is compelling. Restructuring is not just a matter of ideology. It has become one of effectiveness, efficiency, and sustainability, unquote.
Earlier, the Vice Chancellor of Anambra University, Oka, Professor Charles Esimone, represented by the Director of Information, Public Relations and Protocols, Dr. Emma Ojukwu, urged the electorate to continue the demand for restructuring, stressing that the legislature should be responsible for taking the burden of the people they represent to the national platform.
Sincerity is a question of the demand. The demand. The people should demand because the government is about the people. If the people preponderantly want decentralization, I think the government should give in.
In a speech, the author of the book, Mr. Polycarp Onwubiko, said that his experience and extensive readings of political events inspired him into writing the book and re-echoed that for Nigeria to take her place in the Committee of Civilized and Development-Oriented Countries, it has to go back to true federalism. Others who spoke at the event, including the Anambra State Council Chairman of NUJ, Sir Emmanuel Ifeznachi, and the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Anambra Newspapers and Printing Corporation, Sir Choka Nnabife, commended the author for choosing the title, which they said has opened another intellectual avenue for discussion on the particular way forward, adding that the content of the book is recommended for everybody. In Oka, I am Valentine Mbadoga, reporting for ABS News.
We'll take a break, and when we return, the news continues. Don't go away.
ABS, Heartbeats of the East.
Welcome back to the news. And moving on, the Central Bank of Nigeria has mandated deposit money banks to give out a minimum of 60% of their deposits as loans with effect from September this year. The order was contained in a letter to all banks titled Regulatory Measures to Improve Lending to Economy, signed by Mr. Ahmad Abdullahi, Director of Banking Supervision. The letter maintained that the order is to encourage small and medium enterprises, retail mortgage and consumer lending across the country. The 9th edition of the monthly Walk for Physical Fitness exercise, held for the second time in Onitsha, attracted more participants, including the Anambra Sports Ambassador and Olympic medalist Mary Onyali Omabumi and other dignitaries. Correspondent Kenechukwu Chukwudi, who also participated in the exercise, brings details.
Anambra State Government organized monthly Walk for Life Fitness exercise, which holds every first Saturday of the month, entered its 9th edition with guest appearance of sports personalities, including Olympic and Commonwealth Games medalist Mary Onyali Omagbemi and Super Falcons assistant coach Maureen Madu. Speaking at the end of the walk, which started at the Zix roundabout and terminated at the Chuba Ibazu Stadium. The chairman, Anambra State Sports Development Commission, Mr. Tony Oli, expressed satisfaction that the exercise is attracting more participants and disclosed that plans are on to take it to other parts of the state, including Nnewi and Agwata, so that more Anambra can join.
And it has proven that the terms of the reckoned with, each time we hit Onitsha, is always a huge crowd. As you can see today, all the way from Boromeo down to getting GRA and back here. So it has been a successful day.
In an interview, Mary Onyali Omagbemi and Maureen Madu, an ex-Super Falcons player and the current assistant coach for the country's women's team, noted that the 9th edition of the walk was a homecoming for them and extolled the state government through the Sports Development Commission for thinking it wise to keep Anambra fit and healthy.
I'm using this opportunity to tell everybody in Anambra, whenever this exercise is taking place, please listen out for the dates, the next date and the next venue. Whenever you see it and wherever venue is taking place, join the team. Join the team. You don't have to be in uniform to join us.
Walk for Life has come to stay in Onitsha, and also to encourage everyone that you have to exercise, eat and rest if you want to live healthy. So I think this is the most important thing in life.
In their separate reactions, the Principal Secretary to the Governor, Sir Willie Nwokoye, the Commissioner for Works, Mr. Marcel Ifejiofo, and his agriculture counterpart, Mr. Nnamdi Onukuba, as well as the Senior Special Assistant to Chief Mrs. Ebelechukwu Obiano on media, Mr. Emeka Uzumba, affirmed that it has been refreshing to keep fit through the Walk for Life exercise, urging more Anambra to keep fit and healthy by participating. This edition of the Walk for Life, apart from witnessing large turnout of Onitsha residents, also witnessed more children participation as Ogene music, which has become an integral part of the walk, added leisure to the walk as participants were also treated to food breakfast and aerobic exercise at the end of the walk. It's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
Well, a healthy man is a wealthy man. That is why exercising is important. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our websites at www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points. Governor Obiano has reassured local manufacturers of conducive business environments. Bishop Ezofo has urged mothers to be alive to family and church responsibilities. That's the end of the news as edited by Paul Ezoke and the production team. My name is Priska Wankwo. Many thanks for watching.